Good morning, welcome back to the channel Awesome Learning. So, the next topic that we are going to start with is gynecium. We were studying pre-fertilization events, structure and events. So, first we will go with the female part of the flower. We will study the structure and then the events that will take place before fertilization. So we know that pistil is the female part of the flower. We also name it as gynecium. So it is the female reproductive part. It may have a single pistil. If there is a single pistil, we use the term monocarpellary, or more than one pistil, then we call it as multicarpellary. So children, this is the pistil of hibiscus flower. Okay, B is the example of multicarpellary and syncarpous pistil of papaver, and C is multicarpellary apocarpous gynecium in Neisselia. These are the carpels. Why apocarpous? They are not fused. Here syncarpous means they are fused together, right? So syncarpous is the term when we say that they are fused together, and apocarpous that they are free, they are not fused. So you see, in multicarpellary the pistils may be fused together. The term we use is syncarpous, or free, the term we use is apocarpous. Now let's move on to the structure of pistil. Each pistil has three parts. Stigma, this is the stigma. Okay, the area where the pollen grains will land up here. So this is the stigma. Then an elongated and slender part beneath the stigma is the style, as you see here. And the basal part, the swollen basal part, is called the ovary. Okay, the bulged part or the swollen part is the ovary. Now let's move on to each part in a bit detail. You see, inside the ovary is the ovarian cavity, okay, which is called locule. So each ovary has a cavity inside it, which is known as locule, in which placenta is located. So locule is the place where placenta is located. So this cavity inside it is the locule, and within that cavity or the locule, placenta is located. Arising from the placenta are ovules. So this is, you see, arising from the placenta. This is the placenta which is going on, and here the ovule, single ovule is there. So arising from the placenta is the ovule, and ovule is also called as megasporangia. So mind it, ovule is also known as megasporangia. The number of ovules in an ovary may be one. The example are wheat, paddy, mango, and they may be many like papaya, watermelon and orchids. Now let's see the structure of an ovule or the structure of megasporangium. Now you should know these terms. Ovule is also known as megasporangium. Now we will be studying the structure of ovule. Ovule is attached to the placenta by a stalk called funicle. Now this is the funicle. You see, this is the placenta. Okay, and these are the ovules, two ovules. So the ovules are attached to the placenta by a stalk. This is the stalk which is called funicle. So it means that placenta and ovule are connected by a stalk called funicle. Junction between the body of the ovule and the funicle is called hilum. Now here, this is the junction. You see, this is the junction where ovule and funicle are getting attached. So this junction is called hilum. Okay, each ovule has one or two protective envelopes. Now there are protective envelopes. You can see these are the integuments or skin, you can say, or protective envelopes. This is the inner integument. This is the outer integument. So these can be of many layers or two layers, depends, and they are protective. okay, integuments, except at the tip. Now these integuments are all over the ovule, but not present at one point, at a particular point, which is called the micropyle. So integument are not present on the point called micropyle, because this is the you can say a path from where the pollen tube will enter the ovule. So the integuments are encircling, the integuments are covering the whole ovule all over except at one point, and that one particular point is called the micropyle. Now opposite to the end, this is the part of micropyle. Opposite to the micropyle, the opposite end is the chalagial pole, or the chalagial part, or the basal part of the ovule. So there are two ends, you can say. One is the micropylar end, where the micropyle is present, and exactly opposite to that micropylar end is the chalagial pole, or the chalagial part. This is also the basal part of the ovule. Okay, then children, let's see, this has been an enlarged diagram. Again, let me show you. This is the helium, okay, the funicle or the stalk by which the ovule will be attached to the placenta. This is the micropyle, and you see there is no integument present here. Okay, this is the micropylar pole. This is the outer integument, the inner integument, and this is the chalagial pole. Till here we have already done. Now, enclosed within the integuments, there is a mass of cells. Now, here inside the integument, here, this is a mass of cells. You see, here the mass of cells are present. These are called nucellus. It's not nucleus, it's nucellus. So the mass of cells present inside the integument are nucellus, and they contain reserve food material. Inside the nucellus, now see, this is the nucellus. Inside the nucellus is the embryo sac, or the female gametophyte. Children, an ovule generally has a single embryo sac formed from a megaspore. So one megaspore will give rise to an embryo sac. Children, I hope the structure of ovule is now very much clear to all of you. In the next video, I will teach you megasporogenesis.